How's my beard look?
What is good, everyone? Cody, that totally threw me off, man. Oh man, that ruined me.
Sorry.
We'll just keep that. No, that's all. Wow. Yeah. As soon as we hit record, you're like, "How's my beard looking?" Jeez, man. Woo.
I'm like, you're talking to me and Brandon. Yes, your beard looks way better. Okay, Cody, you can brag about your beard right
now. I know. Oh man, what movie are we doing? Man, I can't even. All right, yeah, Glass Onion. There we go. we talked. We said, all right, it's either Avatar or Glass Onion, which Avatar is doing numbers, man. But I don't know by who, because I don't know anybody who has seen that movie.
Fake numbers.
Maybe.
Made up.
James Cameron's just buying movie theater tickets. He's just buying them himself.
Didn't that happen to Disney? Like a Disney movie? What movie was that he got caught buying tickets for? I can't remember that. I'll have to look into that.
Huh. Recently, or was this like at one point in time?
It wasn't too long ago. Maybe like last year or maybe 2 years ago. Anyway.
I don't know. That sounds like something they do. Anyways, we're doing Glass Onion, the very anticipated Knives Out sequel. We like to talk about Knives Out. Knives Out has been brought up several times throughout the pod, right?
Yes.
Some good, some bad. It's been brought out because Cody, you're a huge fan of Knives Out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, is that because
that was my introduction to Ana de Armas? So
yeah, I was gonna say
that's who isn't a fan because of Ana de Armas. Oh my gosh,
Brandon does not like Knives Out.
I do like Knives Out. I do like Knives Out.
Okay.
I just have issues with the like the hype, like the social hype, what I'd call it.
Okay.
Fair.
I think it's overrated. But just because I say it's overrated, it doesn't mean it's bad. You know, people say it's like a 9 and a 10.
No.
I don't know. But if people say it's... No, I've seen it, though. I've seen it all. You know me. I go through Facebook comments, or Twitter, Instagram. People say Knives Out is like a 9 or a 10. It's too much, man.
Yeah. I agree.
But we'll see, because I
think it's only rated like a 7.9 on IMDb or something like that.
I just looked it up. It's exactly 7.9, but 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
that's it. Is there an audience score? Is that audience score or critic score?
I don't know. I didn't click on. Let me see.
Yeah, do some research for us, man.
I'm trying. Let's see. Not. So audience score is 92%.
Yeah, it's a little high.
So, yeah.
What about
IMDb is always a little low.
Glass Onion.
Yeah, just curious.
2 seconds.
Can you pull that up for us?
Yeah.
Jamie, Jamie. You pull it up. We'll be talking about Joe Rogan during this podcast, I feel like. Maybe. I don't know my thoughts.
What's up, Matt, with Joe Rogan?
We'll see.
So audience score is actually 1% higher. It's 93%. And the critics
also,
and critics agreed 93%. So
interesting. Wow. Interesting.
So lower by critics, but higher by audience.
Interesting.
And too bad Rian Johnson couldn't get those audience scores for The Last Jedi. But
yikes!
You don't gotta go into that.
No, we'll never. There's one movie I'll never review on this podcast.
So next week we're going to review.
Yeah. I thought it'd be cool as we do our scores to also tell our scores for the first Knives Out. I don't know. My thoughts.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. No, I like it.
All right. Let's do it. Then Dallas, we'll start with you.
I was going to say, do you want me to give both right away?
Give Knives Out, just give the score, and then kind of jump into Glass Onion.
Okay. So, I enjoyed the original Knives Out. And I think when I first watched it, I would have given it around an 8, but I think it's aged decent for me. I think I like it more now. So I'll give it an 8.4 because just I don't know. I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. It was a good twist, even though I called it pretty early. I still enjoyed it. I was still like, okay, good. I was right. I was right in my twist culling. Glass Onion. I didn't feel like the twist was as good. I felt like Ed Norton was gonna be. I don't know, just the whole time because I saw him hand the glass to Dave Bautista. I saw it. I knew it. I knew they were trying to trick me with the, oh no, he set it down. I saw it. I knew it was his fault. He's the rich billionaire. It's got to be him.
I see it.
But I think I was more entertained by Glass Onion. I was laughing throughout. I think the overall experience was a little bit better. So I will give it an 8.6.
Ooh, 8.6. Wow.
Solid rankings. Solid rankings.
Cody?
Okay. Me. Knives Out. I was thoroughly entertained the whole time when I first watched Knives Out. I actually started watching it again after I watched Glass Onion. So I was like, that put me in the mood to watch Knives Out. So I enjoyed Knives Out as we discussed earlier. As it was said by Dallas, it was a little predictable, but I don't know. I don't feel like these movies are supposed to be like trying to figure out the mystery the whole time. I feel it's more entertainment and more fun. Daniel Craig does a great job in both of these movies. So with that being said, Knives Out, I'd probably give an 8.2, and which is high for me if all those people who follow our podcast. And then Glass Onion, just watched it for the very first time, just like right here, right now. Like got done 30 minutes ago, and really great. I was more entertained, like Dallas said, but I think I enjoyed Knives Out a little better. I don't know why. Maybe I enjoyed the cast a little better than Knives Out. Both casts are great, though. Don't get me wrong. I think they're both really good. Something about the first one. There's always something about the first one for me. In any movie. There's only a handful of second ones I like better. So, with that being said, Glass Onion, I'm going to give an 8.1.
There you go. Nice. Both really good.
Yeah.
It's not bad, man. It's high praise from you.
It is.
For me,
that is.
I think my problem I've had with Knives Out is I was late to watching it. I never got around to it in theaters. It took me a while to get to it when it came out. And like by then people were all like, greatest murder mystery ever. Right? Like people were really hyping it up, and I was like,
only this morning,
for me, Knives Out isn't even murder mystery. You know, at best there's like an attempted murder there. There's a suicide, right? You watch.
Yeah.
For me, Knives Out is like a 7.9. Right? That's pretty good. The best part about it is Daniel Craig, right?
Yeah.
Ana
de Armas.
But there's something.
Ana de Armas. Ana de Armas, easy.
There's something about Glass Onion though that kind of made me shift. You're good. Shift through Knives Out a little, but I'm gonna give Glass Onion also a 7.9. So both 7.9s for me. But that being said, I actually think I like Glass Onion more. My biggest issue is Glass Onion has got to figure out what genre of movie this is. Because at first it's just like a simple mystery. It's not even murder mystery. It's just mystery, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun. It's kind of comedy. It's kind of like a social commentary almost. And then it turns into like murder mystery, but then it turns into like a different murder mystery, but then it's like, oh, that wasn't actually murder, there's only half murder now it's revenge, right? Yeah. And now it's like a revenge movie at the end. I'm just like, you gotta figure out what you're doing. But I had more fun with this one because I think the concept is a little more ridiculous and outrageous, and I think when you keep up with that, like the beginning is so eccentric and wild. If they would have kept that, it probably would have been a little bit better. But who would you guys say is the main characters in these movies? Like, who is the main character in both Knives Out and Glass Onion? Like, who is Only pick one.
Anna De Armas in the first one.
Craig, right?
No, I'm with Cody because in Knives Out, I thought it was Daniel Craig. I thought Daniel Craig was the main character. But now watching Glass Onion with Andy or Helene or the sisters or sister or whatever,
the twins.
It's the same thing with Anna De Armas's character. Yeah, I'm like, okay, so
I think she was
not
the main character as well.
Yeah, right.
That's how I take it.
But she's not in it. She's not in the first hour. Kind of, like she's on screen, but she doesn't come in hard until the last half hour or whatever. This movie's 2 hours.
Sure, but then Daniel Craig
the
is
last
gone,
45 minutes,
right?
Yeah,
but that's just me, right? And that's my favorite part of these movies, right? Is like Daniel Craig is.
I would still say Daniel Craig is probably the main character, just because he probably ends up getting the most screen time in total from both. Yeah. Who you're drawn to necessarily isn't him until like the end when he's doing his explaining and everything. But I think that's kind of the point of him, is he's a detective. He's supposed to be more in the background. He's supposed to be more just observing, and you know what I mean?
I think it's...
I guess you have to make room for the other eccentric characters.
Because there are a lot of eccentric characters in this Glass Onion movie.
So good. I loved all of them.
It's so good.
There's not one character I did not like.
I think I agree with you, Cody. Yeah.
Might have been my favorite.
Kate Hudson, is that what you said?
Yes,
really?
She was just hilarious. She was so dumb that it was just like you could 100% see like 10 real celebrities, like TikTok or Twitter, Instagram celebrities, doing that exact.
Let's talk
thing.
about that.
I really thought Sweatshop or like Sweatshop.
Yeah.
Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me you thought that were sweaters. Okay, let's talk about it.
No, let's talk about that though, because I mentioned there's like kind of some social commentary. People all over Twitter and TikTok are saying Edward Norton's character is supposed to be Elon Musk, and if you think that's true, you are a dud. You have missed it. You are dumb. And if you unfollow this podcast because you think that is fine, because you really think that's Elon, the hippie kombucha. The hourly dong on the. No way, man. This is a comment. So there's no one specific person these characters are made to represent. If you think it's one person, you are missing the point of this film. Glass Onion. You see the center, but you got to peel back the layers to get to it.
Right.
Right. That is all Silicon Valley CEOs, all tech billionaires into one.
Yeah.
We
still
Bautista's character. Yeah, right. Bautista's character, right? Dan Bilzerian, Joe Rogan, right? And then
Andrew Tate,
politician. Yeah, Andrew Tate, right? And then politician chick. That's Hillary Clinton, man. That's
Nancy
any
Pelosi.
Politician.
Yeah.
Nancy AOC Pelosi. No, yeah.
It's any politician during the pandemic, because she was all like, oh, look, we're all in this together. Look at me struggle in my mansion, right? With my maids here in my spacious rooms. Oh, look, I'll barely cover myself with a mask for the delivery guy for showing, right? That's what every politician was doing. Every politician was saying, don't go out to eat. And then when they were done telling you that, they went out and they went eating. Right?
Uh-huh.
And then, like you said, with the Kate Hudson's character, the Kardashians, influencers, TikTokers. If you think these characters represent one person, no, these are genre characters, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I really loved about it is the Glass Onion metaphor is killer. Love it, right?
Oh yeah,
I might raise
great.
my own score here. Why am I talking myself into raising this?
You should,
because you should. Because it was very entertaining.
No, because I do have other issues. Issues.
It got me right off the bat with the puzzles. I love puzzles. I watch this guy on YouTube called Chris Ramsey. He does like the puzzle. He's like a puzzle guy. He does puzzles all the time. Me and my kids watch him. So when it first started out with all those puzzles, I was like, well, this is hook, line, and sinker for me. It was easy. It was easy
Mom,
money for
the mom just figuring out everything in the background over the speakerphone.
Yeah,
that immediately got me hooked.
It's
I was like, this is funny.
But it's like with the puzzle, it's like kind of foreshadowing because it's like it's not like real puzzles you got to figure out. It's more of just like testing your like elitist knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Bach's fugue or whatever. What does that represent? Right. Yeah. That's not really a puzzle. That's like, and another part of this movie is the commentary on like the elitism, right? Which is why Blanc doesn't really fit in because he's among the elitists, but he's not elite, right? But the best part of the opening is when she just smashes the puzzle box with the hammer. I'm like, finally, yeah, just freaking get to the invite, man. You don't got to play around with this.
I enjoyed that part. Like sometimes I wish I could do that with some of the puzzles I do. So, yeah. But
no, this movie starts off great. This movie's at its strongest when it's a mystery of why Blanc is there. No one's been killed yet, at least that we knew of.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
And it's like, oh. And when it was that setup of, do you want Edward Norton's character, does he want them to kill him for like some sort of sick revenge? I was like, oh, all right, let's kind of... That's when it's at its strongest.
Yeah, it kind of threw me for a curveball when he said, "You're not supposed to be here. How'd you get a box or how'd you get a clue or whatever?" I was like, wow, that's interesting. Because at first I thought, oh, this might just be a fun movie. He's supposed to be there for fun. I kind of figured someone was going to die for real and, all that stuff. Not Dave Bautista, unfortunately. That was sad moment. But yeah, when he said that, yeah, I didn't send you a box and all that stuff, I was kind of like, huh, interesting. And then obviously it all came to fruition.
Who actually wanted him there then?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, right?
Yeah.
Was it Edward Norton character playing dumb? Right? Because he thinks someone is going to kill him?
I think he is dumb.
Apparently he is
dumb. He is dumb, yeah.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
I already forgot his name. Dang it. What's it?
Daniel Craig?
No, Norton's character.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Miles Braun.
I just watched it. I should know.
Miles, that's right.
Yeah, Miles
Braun, that's right.
Yeah.
I love Daniel Craig's when he just goes off and says how dumb he is. He's pretty much just ripped off everybody and stole everybody else's ideas his whole life, and he's trying to use all these fancy words, and he gets all annoyed by it and everything. That was pretty good.
But see, like that's one issue I had with Knives Out is I thought it was so obvious in Knives Out that Ransom was the at least attempted killer. I was like, oh, all right. I thought it was so easy. This one, I think they made it a little bit more of a challenge. Maybe. I don't know if Rian Johnson made this movie for you to really figure it out. But when you got halfway and the twist is coming and the sister is talking, I'm like, and the twin sister is meeting with Blanc and stuff. I'm like, okay, so it is Norton's character, right? Norton is the killer, right? Like,
yeah.
And
even if he wasn't the one who killed, in my mind, I was like, even if he wasn't the one who technically killed her, he at least essentially ordered the hit, or they did it for him for their own personal gain from him. Either way,
he's the mastermind. Yeah,
his fault in the end. So it was like, even if someone else is the killer, he's the reason for it. But then it just ended up he did both. Which
no, exactly.
I saw him hand Bautista the glass in real time. I was very proud of myself.
High five.
Well, when he said I set it down, I actually rewound it. I was all like, no, let me go back and see. I shouldn't have done it. I will say I figured out it was normal before that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But Bautista dying from pineapple juice. I mean, come on. That's hilarious.
Okay, let me ask you guys this. There's been a lot of talk on who the best wrestler turned actor is. I am not convinced of Dave Bautista's acting skills yet. I'm just not, man. Ooh. And especially with John Cena in Peacemaker or the Suicide Squad, I think John Cena on a level of acting is the best wrestler turned actor. so far. I'm just not.
I think I enjoy.
I got the number one guy, Roddy Piper. How old? You guys are so young.
Old head.
You don't know who Roddy Piper is.
No, I know. Kilt wearing electric, shirt. I know who he is. I can't name a single movie.
Best movie ever. When he takes off the glasses, walks in. Remember, he puts the sunglasses on. He can see all the fake aliens and stuff like that. Have you never seen that movie? You've heard this famous quote. I'm sure you've heard the famous quote. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was him.
It's Roddy Piper. Anyway, that was just a joke. He's a terrible actor. Anyway.
Sorry, Coach.
But look, this movie's a lot of fun when everyone's alive. Right?
Say again?
Yes.
This movie's a lot of fun when everyone's alive. When people start getting killed off or they're spread apart, people are missing, that's when it kind of starts going downhill, and that's when I think it loses sight of what this movie is. Right? It was a fun mystery. A simple mystery, almost, even though no mystery is simple. They're made to be complex, but
I'll disagree a little on. I'll disagree with you a little on that, Brun. Just with Daniel Craig and Janelle Monáe's characters together, I enjoyed those two. Just especially when she's drunk and he's like, "You're even better at this when you're drunk." You know what? Like all those little moments together that they had once we find out that she's her twin, and the whole thing is just a big ploy. Essentially, I don't know. I enjoyed. Yes, most of the time when it was just one or two people together, not as good. But those two, I did enjoy their on-screen time.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to complain with any scene with Blanc in it, but I think that sort of a background exposition, like the twist, like what happened before the island and everything. I think it lasted too long. I think it was too much talking. Right, too much like figuring it out. I think some of it could be cut. What could have been cut? I don't know, but I feel like some of it could. I think maybe the movie,
the dinner scene before, they could have
15 minutes long.
Yeah, no, they could have cut the dinner scene right before they show them going on the boat. I agree with you there, because that was like a 5-minute.
I'm sure, yeah.
You didn't need more insight into them, like into her, so to speak.
Yeah,
the original on the porch. Her saying what she wanted to do and why she wanted to hire him. Then boom, you show him on the island or on the boat, and you're good to go. You didn't need that extra 5-7 minute, dinner together.
I can see that. So I think the last scene was a bit too drawn out. I enjoyed it when they were smashing everything like that.
That was like peak, man.
My inner child was very happy, but but it was a little too long. Let me hit you with this though. At the end there, when everything blows up, I was kind of I don't say disappointed, but I was kind of thinking maybe everybody blew up.
Everyone just died.
She was just going to kill everybody and blow up the whole island.
I thought so too, honestly. I thought that was the whole point of that's why they weren't using, or they were afraid to use this new whatever the heck it was called.
Because the Hindenburg,
because everything was just
clear or whatever.
Yeah.
Because the Hindenburg, she kept referencing the Hindenburg. People died in the Hindenburg.
Yeah, everyone dies. Yeah.
And it blew up.
Yeah, I don't think anyone survived the Hindenburg. Yeah.
Well, did they die because it blew up, or did they die because of the crash?
I'm sure.
I don't know. Did they die because of the explosion?
Well, let me ask you this then.
Fell to earth.
What would have been a more satisfying ending if Edward Norton's character Miles, if he had actually died from this, or the ending they kept where he's ruined, everything's done, he's gone, he's screwed.
Yeah,
right.
I think the ending.
What's more of a satisfying ending?
Yeah, I know.
The ending is
good. Yeah, I think the only thing I would have changed everything. The whole her slapping the little clown thing so the Mona Lisa goes up in flames. She should do that right before the whole explosion. Then everyone dies, and then he still is blamed, and his reputation is ruined for blowing up the Mona Lisa because it'd still be on him.
The Mona Lisa is a great there's a lot of great symbolism and metaphors in this, obviously. And credit to Rian Johnson for making it easy to figure out, right? Because he kept saying, I want to make something like the Mona Lisa, something that lasts forever, right? Well, by the end, he doesn't have that because they just screwed him over, right? And his thing that was going to make him last forever is burned up like the Mona Lisa. It's gone, right?
Right.
And I think that's why I like the ending a lot.
Yeah. So let me say, I thought they were all going to die, like the Hindenburg. But then obviously they didn't. And so I'm not saying I didn't like the ending. I'm just saying when they first blew up, I thought it was gonna. I thought that was it. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then I ended up liking the ending. I ended up liking how they all turned on Edward Norton. They all raised their hands saying, I saw him burn up the napkin. I saw him with a gun. Kind of thing. I saw him driving away from Andy's house. So I like the way it ended. So just so you know, I wasn't disappointed in the ending. I just thought when it first blew up, I thought, oh, they're all dead. I thought Daniel Craig was just sitting there just smoking his stogie with his friend, watching the whole thing blow up. But
with what was his name? Dave? Daryl?
Daryl.
So random.
Daryl.
So funny, great. Man. So funny. Yeah. No, the whole eccentricness of it is hilarious. And I think that's the appeal to it. And like I said, I'm more of a characters over story type person. And usually that would sway me. But I think there's some issues with the feeling of it. More of like I said, trying to figure out what the movie really is. Right. And I think that's where I have issues.
I think that's what I liked the most about it, because it was everything all in one. It was just a bunch of chaos thrown into a movie, and I was entertained the whole time.
No, I'll never argue the entertainment factor. If you want to say like entertainment, like this is a 10, right?
Yeah.
But for me as a movie, it's the 7.9.
It's not higher yet.
And I know I'm gonna get hate for that.
I can't believe you're lower than me in Dallas.
I know.
I'm
rare time.
Is this? I'm never. I know.
Are you guys even?
I'm the highest
on the right podcast.
Huh?
You've been the highest on a few, Dallas.
Have I?
Yeah. I can't
be the highest.
I can't remember them, but you've been the highest on a few. I'm not all of it all the time.
Most of the time it's you. I think that's why.
Most of the time.
No, yeah, most of the time. I'm saying not all the time.
What's our combined score? Who has a calculator on them?
8.2.
Is that
it? 8.2.
Which I would say that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty good.
I don't think anyone could argue that.
No, I think it's pretty good.
IMDb is 7.3.
Yeah.
So
definitely worth it.
I am surprised.
Oh yeah,
no, yeah, worth it for sure.
Worth it, 100%.
No, I always forget that.
Worth it.
I'm kind of sad.
I'm surprised that on IMDb it's lower.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I am too.
I thought it'd be higher.
Especially with everyone else loving it so much. That did surprise me that it only got a 7.3.
Yeah, I would have suspected this to get higher scores. Yeah. But we'll see.
Anything would change? How come you didn't like the characters, bro? Which character did you not?
No, I did like the characters.
Oh, what brought your?
No, I didn't. It's mostly the trying to figure out what the story is, and it's like,
is it too much jambalaya?
If you're gonna make, yeah, for Dallas the chaos is a positive. For me, it's a negative. I'd like this to figure out what movie it is, what direction it's going. I think the twists and turns are doing too much. It's a little bit too long. I'd like to see more of Daniel Craig's character, right? Or even the other kind of more ridiculous, fun characters.
Okay.
Right? I'll credit the ending. The ending is fun, but like I said, the story's at its best when this is a mystery of why he's there, not a murder mystery, not a revenge story. I think for that, it just gets weak for me, because then you miss out on what I thought was the most entertaining, right? You don't get these insane character moments between these insane characters. You lose that because there's too much other stuff going on.
Okay.
So that's for me. But the setting is fun. Everything about it is more ridiculous. And like I said, the combination of who the characters are and who they're made to represent is hilarious.
Well, go figure. I'm right in between you two. Didn't make it or break it for me. I was kind of like, I enjoyed the chaos, but there might be a little too much. But yeah, right in between you two.
I'll give you, it was probably, they could have probably cut out 15 minutes and I don't think it would have changed anything, either good or bad. You know what I mean? It was probably 15, 20 minutes, a little too long, but they could have definitely cut a few things. But overall, I obviously really enjoyed it.
You know, Ryan Johnson was pretty upset that Netflix made him add a Knives Out mystery at the end of it. I gotta agree with him, man. It should have just been left as Glass Onion, not as Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. They're trying to associate the two. Yeah. Right? You could just have these mysteries that go on, or these other movies that are, you know, technically same universe or whatever, sequels, whatever you want to call them. You don't have to keep associating it with the first. I'm trying to think of even like Murder on the Orient Express. The sequel was Death on the Nile, right? You don't have to say Death on the Nile, a sequel to, or what's the
Did you watch that one?
What's the?
I watched the Orient Express. I didn't like it very much.
You know,
I watched the Death on the Nile and didn't watch. Sorry, I watched Death on the Nile, but not the Orient Express. So we're opposite.
Murder on the Orient Express, I thought was great until the ending. What a cheap way! Everybody's the murderer.
Thank you.
You know, I was going to bring that up because I thought I was so scared. I thought this was going to happen. I was so scared that this was going to happen. They were all the murderers. They were all the conspirators, right? They were all. I was like, man, if you do the everyone is, that is such a lame cop out, man.
So lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
lazy.
I would have brought Because for me, Murder on the Orient Express up until the ending was like really great, like a lot of fun and like truly a great mystery that I couldn't solve. And you couldn't solve it because everyone was guilty.
Yeah.
It's so lame.
So it pissed me off. I remember I was in theaters. I was like, what? I audibly said what like that. I was so mad. Yeah. That's why I think I like these better.
Super lame. We'll see. The next one is supposed to come out real soon.
Did you see that? Did you see that they want to add Muppets to the third one though?
What?
They're talking. There's a rumor that they're going to add Muppets to the third Knives Out. That would be terrible. That's how I feel about that.
No,
I don't know. I would almost appreciate the sheer gall and the sheer ballsy move of just adding Muppets to something like this.
No, that's
you
like
Teletubbies, Muppets. What? Sesame Street? What? No.
That's like Knives Out 8 when they're getting like really desperate. That's when you add the Muppets.
Yeah, that's Fast 10. That's outer space.
Yeah. Instead of sending them to space, they're just adding Muppets. There you go. Then you can do it at 8 or 9.
A space mystery. Wow. There we go. Let's sell that. Let's sell that to Netflix, man.
I was very excited for number 3, Knives Out 3, but if you say Muppets, I'm out. I'm boycotting.
It's the rumor. I don't know. It's just the rumor.
Where did you
read that? I don't know,
that?
man. I like this whole Benoit Blanc goes to space. That's what I'm like.
That'd be amazing.
With his little scarf.
Now you could really bring in Elon Musk, yeah. Yeah, put him on a SpaceX flight. No, do it Jeff Bezos. Put him on Blue Origin in the Dick rocket. That's what you got to do.
So many Austin Powers. So many Austin Powers jokes.
Well, yeah, and look, there's another thing. It's like you can't say, you know, Miles Braun is really only supposed to be Elon when he's a lot more like Jeff Bezos. You know, Jeff Bezos taking the girls on the yacht to St. Bart's.
Yeah.
And all the stuff.
He reminded me a lot of Mark Zuckerberg too.
Yeah, Zuckerberg and because of that hippie crap, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Edward Norton. So glad he's back.
Yeah, he was
he's so good in this.
Not around for a while.
Yeah,
he's great in almost everything he does.
One of my favorite actors.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Welcome back.
Oh yeah.
Way to bring him back as a douche.
Great character though. You know, I'll say this: his best moment is when he thinks someone is trying to murder him, even though it's a ploy, right? And he's hiding behind Blanc, and he's like sneaking through his facility, right? Like that when he's like shaking, looking at his cup. He's like, someone was trying to poison me, right? Oh, that was his best moment in the movie. That whole scene when the lights go out, so good, man, so good.
Yeah,
but still not.
I think my favorite moment was when he gets shot with the arrow right after Blanc has just completely ruined his murder mystery, and he's trying to like hide how pissed off he is, but the whole like you could just tell he's just livid. It's so great,
so funny.
The little arrow.
Well, are there any final thoughts, words, score changes, anything you guys would like to make peace with before we end it?
I'm gonna bump mine up.
You're gonna bump it up?
Yeah. You're gonna bump it? Ooh.
Right on level. 8.2. So both the same. I'm gonna go with Brundon's. He did 7.9 for both. I'm gonna go 8.2 for both.
What'd you do for this one, Dallas?
8.6.
We'll call it 8.3. 8.3 will be our official score.
Brundon should just come up to 8. We'll call it 8.4.
Nope, not gonna do it.
You know, I'm going 9.5 now. Let's just keep bumping this thing up.
Just coming off the curve. Nope, not for this one. I think we got to do Avatar next, though.
You're gonna make me see that?
Yeah, we're gonna make you see it. You know, people are speaking highly of it. They say this is like where it like comes together, why you understand the first and second one. I'm just like,
I understand.
I want to go watch it, man.
I already stand. You know that feeling? I just had that feeling, Brendan, when you said we're gonna watch Avatar. You remember when you're like in English class and your teacher's like, "Pop quiz"? That's what I just felt like.
Yes.
I just felt like you gave me a pop quiz because you're like, "We're gonna watch Avatar. We're gonna watch Wakanda Forever."
But we got to do it. We got to do Avatar, especially since the third one is going to be called The Seed Bearer. Horrible title. So bad, man. Yeah. The Seed Bearer. That's what you're going to call. Yeah, man. The third one is called Avatar: The Seed Bearer.
With Muppets?
So, man. Oh, jeez, dude. Oh, jeez. All right, we're ending it there. Thanks for listening. That's how we're going out. That's too good to not go out on. Please like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get it. Until next time, we'll catch you later.